song. Okay. Can you hear the song?
No.
Are you hearing?
Yeah, from afar, it's breaking.
Breaking?
Yeah.
Is it better now?
No.
How about now? Is it better?
No improvement.
Can you hear it, please?
No, I'm not hearing anything. I just.
How about now?
Yeah, it's better now.
That means I'll have to hold my phone to myself like this. That's not good. Okay. Oh my God. I'm really sorry about that. I'm so sorry about that. So I think we should start right away. David,
Yeah, I'm hearing you. Let's start.
I think we should start. I got a call and that song got broke. So the message has already been heard. He said, which way Nigeria, which way we want to go. At the time this man sang this song, I don't even know if I was given birth to them. And today we're here. So without further delay, I want to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your time zone. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome to this amazing book launch event. My name is Rita Oyuajejere, also known as Rita English. I'm an actor, beg your pardon, I'm an actor, a singer, and I've had the great privilege of serving in various capacities like the Acting Assistant Secretary for the Actors Guild of Nigeria, Delta State Chapter, Financial Secretary-elect, Assistant Global Relations Officer for the Global Coalition for Security and Democracy in Nigeria. As a matter of fact, GCSDN is the umbrella that connected I and Comrade Prince, a man who's the reason for this gathering today. I'm holding a degree in marketing and currently the CEO at Retail for You. It's an honor to be moderating this amazing book launch event today. So I want to say a very big thank you to Comrade Prince for giving me this opportunity, and to everyone here present and those coming after now. I want to say thank you, because without your presence here today, I will or may not be having this pleasure. And then, of course, my profound gratitude goes to God Almighty, the one whose breath I am breathing and using to speak to us right now. So, God, I thank you much of our time. I wish to say that I'm not doing this job alone today. I'm having an amazing co-moderator in the person of Reverend David Mugati. Reverend David Mugati is a Zimbabwean currently based in Canada. Reverend David, please, our audience would like to meet you before we start properly. Thank you.
Thank you, Rita.
David,
thank you, Your Excellencies. I'm good. And yourself?
Great, I'm fine. Take it away, please. Go ahead.
Thank you. I'm Reverend David Mugadza, currently residing in Canada. I'm a Zimbabwean citizen and proud advocate of Pan-Africanism. As a minister of the Word, Sacrament, and Pastoral Care in the United Church of Canada, I am deeply committed to inspiring lives, defending the oppressed, and cultivating transformational leadership. I am a seasoned justice advocate and leadership practitioner with an impressive academic background. I hold 3 master's degrees, a Master of Arts in Religious Studies, a Master of Science in Governance, Diplomacy, and Leadership, and a Master of Theological Studies in Practical Theology and Advocacy. I'm currently pursuing a PhD in Practical Theology and Social Justice, furthering and advancing my passion for bridging faith and justice. With years of experience as a university and a college lecturer in both Zimbabwe and North America, I bring a wealth of knowledge and expertise to my work. I am a firm believer in the ideology of Pan-Africanism, striving to integrate it with my Christian faith, promote justice, unity, and a holistic leadership in the church and beyond. That's Reverend David for you. Rita, over to you.
Thank you very much, Reverend David, as my amazing co-host for today's event. Once again, thank you very much, my amazing co-host. So now we're going to go on to an opening prayer and a very brief word of exhortation from Professor David Rewang from the Republic of Namibia. Professor David, please, over to you. If you are, yes, I can see you. Please, over to you, sir. Thank you. Professor David, I can see your mic is muted. Can you hear me, please? Professor David, can you hear me? I see he's here, but maybe he's not close by.
Okay.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Professor David, how are you?
No, I'm okay.
Great, please.
Thank you. Your Excellency, amid this, as the ordinary president, I want to congratulate our First Lady, the President of Namibia, Dr. Netumbo, with the first female president, and this tells you some kind of a story that we are not misogynistic, neither are we misandric, and this is a blessing to us as a country. Honorable Professor PLO Lumumba, robust Pan-African guest speaker, Honorable Peter Gregor Obi, Honorable Okonkwo, Honorable Madondo. Congratulations to our brother Prince for your book, the launch of the book, writing the book in Nigeria, a country that is in the Honorable Reverend David Mugaza. Ambassadors who are listening, special dignitaries, and all protocol observed. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. And those that are joining us in the robust country, continent of Africa, which is full of milk and honey, with about 1.7 billion people. The richest African continent of the world. To cite or quote Kwame Nkrumah, he says, I'm not an African because I was born in Africa. I'm an African because Africa is born in me. And those that are joining us from Europe, Asia, and other parts of the world, you are welcome. And my name is Professor David Watt, Lewai Mpuna. It's a special honor and privilege to be given this platform, not as a politician or a preacher, but as a concerned citizen, a fellow Pan-Africanist, profoundly, profusely, prolifically troubled, disturbed, distressed by the scourge of corruption that continues to plague our beloved world continent. A discourse which panoramically resonates in the book launch. Nigeria is a country in distress. I will lament the ethos, the pathos, the bathos, the logos of corruption. And I'm here to ignite the flames of the righteous anger in this. Let me start by telling you a story. A story told of three people, one African, American, and Chinese, who went to God and asked for these supplications and prayers. And the first to present the supplication was an American who asked God the ability to innovate and be creative. And God said, your prayers are answered. The second was a Chinese who also presented the supplication and prayers to God and pleaded to God for the ability to replicate, duplicate issues. And give me your supplications and your prayers. And the Africans said, I'm escorting my brothers to you. And if they if they are corrupt, they also become corrupt. And God says, prayers granted. The message, the conundrum of corruption is a call to action, our clarion call. Corruption is not merely a political or economic issue, it's a moral crisis that erodes the very fabric of our societies, steals, shatters our dreams. Dreams take flight beneath the skies in terms of the greedy and the rapacious one, the rapacious hands. With fingers that are sly, they reach out to steal the dreams and make them die and condemn generations to poverty and despair. The NSAS massacre depicts profound sorrow, painful reminder of the lost lives, the dreams shattered, the corruption of the Special Anti-Robbery Squad, the SARS. This is from Prince Ewemade 2025. Maybe we need to start by asking ourselves, what is corruption? The ontological perspective helps us to delineate corruption, that corruption is the misuse of public power for gain. It occurs when individuals in positions of authority abuse their power for personal benefit and often at the expense of the public good. This could be through bribery, embezzlement, nepotism, extortion, cronyism, oligarchy, and influence peddling. Citing Piclet, he articulates C is equals to M plus D minus A. And this formula suggests that corruption is likely to occur where there is a combination of monopoly power, absolute power, if not checked, will corrupt you absolutely, which results in kleptocracy instead of meritocracy, discretionary decision-making, lack of accountability. The statement our societies are not corrupt because of corruption, they engage in corruption because they are corrupt, suggests corruption is a symptom, not as a cause, an issue of individual integrity, systemic issues, weak institutions, a culture of impunity. Corruption is a cancer, a crippling blight, twisting the truth in the fading light. Crooked officials with coffers they cram, ignoring the masses' selfish, sly scam. Oh, Africa, my motherland. How long will you bleed under the weight of this insidious evil? How long will your children suffer the consequences of greed, avarice, rapaciousness, cupidity, and self-interest? It is estimated that 89 billion is lost due to illicit financial flows from Africa, that is the United Statistics. What future awaits us if we allow a few to feast while the majority starve? What legacy will we leave for our children's children, a land of opportunity or a wasteland of despair? Some may contend that corruption is inevitable, a necessary evil in a world driven by ambition. They say it is the greasing of the wheels, a survival strategy and cultural practice. But I say, no, this is a lie whispered by the devil himself. The devil is in the details. From the deontological approach, corruption is construed as a violation of moral rules and duties. The consequentialists articulate corrupt acts are considered as something that is wrong because they create erosion of trust and violates fundamental moral principles. I concur with Aliko Dangote when he says corruption significantly impedes the African progress. While some may celebrate the accumulation of wealth, true prosperity is measured in the bank accounts, but in the world is not measured in the bank accounts, but in the well-being of our people. The flourishing of our communities, the dignity of every human life. In the ethos of African Ubuntu, we talk about integrity, dignity, and hard work. Point number 2, the biblical perspective, God's abhorrence of corruption. The Bible, our sacred text, unequivocally bribe blinds the eyes of the wise and perverts the words of the righteous. In Isaiah 1 verse 23, your princes are rebels, companions of thieves, they all like bribes, they just chase after rewards, they do not defend the fatherless, nor does the cause of the widow come before them. This biblical exegesis demonstrates and depicts that God's perspective of corruption is an abomination. It is an affront to justice. It is an insult to the dignity of the human person. It is a betrayal of the sacred trust bestowed upon the leaders. We know the popular adage, bad company corrupts good morals. Leaders are into organized crime, drug trafficking, police brutality. They are the drug laws. Association may bring assimilation, which fosters implementation. You see the Africans becoming a burden, murderers, tedens, skedens, or a scourge. In a society, instead of being a blessing, they become bitter, negative, instead of being better in a community, or in community policing, and instead of exalting, encouraging, they are exhausting and wasting. They are no longer helping, but hindering. Point number 3, the devastating vicissitudes, oscillations, vacillation effects of corruption. Corruption is a hydra-headed monster, its tentacles reaching into every corner of our society. It robs us of our resources, diverting funds meant for the healthcare, education, infrastructure into the pockets of the elite. It undermines our democracy, eroding trust in government institutions, fueling social unrest. It perpetuates poverty, condemning millions to a life of hardship and despair. It breeds inequality, widening the gap between the rich and the poor, and creating a society where the few thrive while the many suffer. From the crumbling hospitals, lacking basic supplies to schools, without teachers, children going to bed hungry, the human cost of corruption is immeasurable. It blocks every economic development. The society cannot survive where wealth is concentrated in the hands of the few. While the many languish in poverty, Karl Marx adage, the richer gets richer, and the poorer gets poorer. It's a dog-eat-dog scenario. Corruption discombobulates, it occupates the economy and causes us to inoculate the states with the vaccines because some countries allegorically are in intensive care. In Greece, we remember the toxic loans, the toxic spending, the toxic salaries, the toxic increase in poverty, the toxic money laundering, and the toxic governance, as in 2015. The serpent of corruption coils around our land, squeezing the lifeblood out of every hand. It whispers the lies of greed, of power, of gain, but its promises are hollow, leaving only pain. In Africa, we consume what we don't produce and produce what we don't consume. But we will not succumb to its venomous embrace. We will rise up in defiance and restore our lost grace. With courage and unity, we will break the deadly hold and building a future brighter than any story told. In Asian countries, when you are doing corrupt practices, you are killed and meted with strong punishment. But in some African countries, you may be found campaigning for presidential position. I quote Professor Lumumba. I remember visiting a rural village in Africa. The children played in the dirty, their eyes reflecting a deep hunger. The village spoke of a clinic that had been promised, the dilapidated hospital, all that remained were empty promises, the broken dreams, and this is a phase of corruption, despair, lost opportunities, and stolen dreams. Police brutality, another theme that is highlighted in the book by Prince, encapsulate the use of excessive unwanted use of force by law enforcement against civilians. It encapsulates physical assault, verbal abuse, psychological harm, unlawful killings. The micro and the meso factors contributing to police brutality would be systemic issues such as systemic racism, individual factors such as anger management, social and political factors such as poverty and lack of training, and the consequence of police brutality, which entails physical injuries, psychological trauma, erosion of trust. Countries which are ranked poorly on corruption using the CPI, the Corruption Perception Index, even though this is not used to give us the actual measurements of to measure actually what corruption is, the CPI is based on perception. The index considers bribes, misuse of public funds, the lack of transparency in government. Somalia is called 11 out of 100. South Sudan, 13 out of 100. Eritrea, 16 out of 100. Nigeria, 25 out of 5. Placing among countries with high levels of corruption. Do we have anti-corruption bodies in Africa? Why are we having anti-corruption bodies which don't produce results? Are these anti-corruption bodies now conduits for corruption, or they are just cosmetic bodies? The research findings from my book, AI Governance and Cybersecurity, a Pan-Africanist view, affirms, confirms, consents that we have bad governance and corruption in Africa. We appoint pioneers in positions of power. When they start to maraud us, we are baffled, we are bewildered, we are befuddled, and we ask ourselves what has happened. We have self-centered leaders, megalomaniacs, megalopoche, egoists, egocentric, those who oil their bellies only with corruption. They oppress, they depress, and suppress the poor. 83%, according to the research, my research, said we need to put our hands together to fight corruption. And if we put our hands together, we should be able to conquer and eradicate corruption. The fourth point, the path to redemption. We have leaders who are role models, the likes of Nelson Mandela, the likes of the billionaire Barack Obama, Lee Kuan Yew from Singapore, Julius Nyerere, Kwame Nkrumah, Martin Luther King, Hifikepunye Pohamba of Namibia. A rotten egg spoils the whole basket. This proverb highlights how even a small amount of corruption can significantly damage an entire system or community. We have the fish which rots head down. This proverb highlights that corruption often occurs at the top and spreads throughout the society. A thief always thinks everyone is a thief. This wise saying highlights the paranoia, the distrust that corruption breeds within the society. And the majority of politicians, 80% of them, are thieves, and we all know that. How then can we break the chains, the shackles of corruption? How can we restore integrity and build a just and equitable society? It will not be easy. At times, this is something that is dangerous. There is no quick fix, no magic word to wave. Just as a single rotten apple can spoil the whole bunch, so too can a few corrupt leaders poison the whole entire system. We must begin by demanding transparency. We must begin by demanding accountability, fairness from our leaders. The antidote of corruption is transparency. Our leaders, our tenderpreneurs are they declaring conflict of interest in the boardrooms? Our countries, are they doing lifestyle audits for public servants? Our leaders, are they declaring their assets and get arrested if they fail to do so in Africa? I'm not suggesting that all our leaders are corrupt. The contingent of 20% are honest. They are dedicated public servants who thrive to serve the people with integrity. Corruption is also found in churches where pastors are bought to prophesy, and some pastors, they consult ritualists or spiritualists for power, where some church builders are money-making machines with billionaires flying with jets and aeroplanes, but not involved in corporate what? In corporate philanthropy. Where are the true Moseses, the Elijahs in the Bible? The majority of the pastors are fake and false prophets. Indeed, we are living in the last days. Some churches are making our citizens poor. All the money goes to church salaries and children run out of food. That is corruption. Let me cite Martin Luther's criticism of church corruption that played a pivotal role in fighting against corruption in the church. The African proverb says, the best way to eat an elephant is to take one bite at a time. We should shift the paradigm. The buck stops with us. We must engage in active citizenship, hold our leaders accountable for their actions, demand transparency, demand that public resources be used for the benefit of all. Instead of us focusing on the positives, on the stories of those who chose the path of honesty, integrity, and service, Let us celebrate those who have dared to stand up against corruption, even at the great personal cost. Those who have a rich tapestry of eradicating corruption, such as Lee Kuan Yew of Singapore. Point number 5.
Hello, sir.
I'm summarizing. The clarion
Please.
call, a call to action. Why is it difficult to eradicate corruption when everyone knows it's wrong? Let us raise our voices against injustice. Let us demand transparency and accountability. Let us demand meritocracy instead of kleptocracy. Let us demand pragmatism in fighting corruption, not rhetorics, not lip service. We should walk the talk. Let us build a society where corruption has no place. And let us arrest the big fish, the Chinese proverb, the fish gets rotten from the top going down. The big bosses of corruption are the big fish. We need to attract the billionaires, the best of the best, to join politics, the Dangotes, the Strive Masiwas, the John Rupert, the Nick Oppenheimers in Africa. These people should join the politics. Now, to summarize.
Hello. I'm really sorry. I have to come in now. Prof. David, can you hear me, please?
To summarize,
can you please hear me?
Let me go ahead and give the prayer.
Please do. Thank you very much. I really appreciate you. We just don't have enough time. Thank you very much, please.
Good. What kind of Africa do we want? We want an Africa with digital content, digital cash, digital identities, digital education, digital agriculture, digital mega infrastructure, digital skills and human skills, digital innovation and entrepreneurs. Strive Masiwa says, the Zimbabwean billionaire. He articulates the need to adopt artificial intelligence, robotics, mechatronics in Africa. Now, let's us pray. Almighty God, Jehovah Jireh, Adonai, Jehovah Nissi, Elohim, Jehovah Sabaoth, Jehovah Rapha, Yahweh, our Alpha and Omega, the source of our justice and righteousness. We, the people of Africa, we come before you today with heavy hearts and fervent prayers. We lament the scourge of corruption that has plagued our beloved continent for far too long. We pray for the Africa diaspora and the friends of Africa to develop Africa. We acknowledge that corruption is a sin that robs the poor, undermines democracy, hinders development. It steals from our children the future they deserve, a future filled with hope, opportunity, and dignity. We pray for your divine intervention, oh Lord. Intervene in the hearts of the leaders, that they may choose integrity over greed, service over self-interest. Grant them with wisdom and courage to resist temptation, to uphold the ethical standards, inspire them with transparency, accountability, ensuring that the public resources are used for the benefit of all. We pray for a transformation of our societies, where honesty and integrity are valued above all else. Empower us, your people, to be vigilant citizens. Speak out against injustice. Demand accountability from those entrusted with power. Unite us in our efforts to build a just, equitable society where citizens have the opportunity to thrive. We want one bloc, one currency, one Pan-African market, one united Africa, free trade, borderless states, economic integration, and digital transformation. We pray for the good governance across Africa, where the rule of law prevails. May the Lord bless you, Africa, and keep you, Africa. The Lord make his face shine upon you, Africa. Be gracious to you, Africa. The Lord lift up his countenance upon you, Africa, and give you peace, Africa. Shalom.
Amen. Thank you very much, Professor David. Thank you so, so much. And I really want to apologize for the time that he took for too long. I'm really, really sorry about that. We will be more time conscious moving forward. I was informed that some persons are mistaking this gathering for 6 p.m. Nigerian time instead of 5 p.m. So my program is a little changed right now. So I want to call on Lady Edith to give us a song while before we go to the next um, program here. Lady Edith Idemudia. Mom, please, viewers. Okay, I saw you earlier. Please, you can just unmute your mic and give us your performance for maybe 2 to 3 minutes at most. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. It's morning over in Canada here. Good morning.
Okay. Good morning, ma'am. It's evening
Good
here,
morning.
so
Good
you're
morning. Good
welcome.
morning, everyone. Thank you, guys. I just want to say I'm really, really privileged to be part of this gathering, this family meeting. I call it a family meeting, and I cannot be proud enough of my brother Prince Ewemade Konkons. Thank you for making us proud. Sir, I want to say good morning. Love you, Daddy. Reverend Kisley Aigbe. Thank you, sir. I can see you. Mr. Barrister Kenneth Okonkwo, I see you there. I say one of the greatest lawyers of our time. Thank you for coming to this program. And every one of you, Wayawese. I haven't read the book. Excuse me. I haven't had a chance to read the book, but I know Prince for who he is, a man of integrity and a man of intellect. So I really applaud his passion to see Nigeria rise above the waters cannot be unmatched. Since I knew Prince, he's been the same person, unwavering faith, believing in Nigeria, even when we drift away so many times. I don't believe anymore. But people like Kenneth Okonkwo, people like Prince, people like you guys sitting here before us today make us, have some kind of leverage, some kind of faith that it will still work. But anyways, I have another program to attend, so I really can't stay that long. I want to give my brother honor from my dialect. He speaks my dialect, and I want to sing for him. Prince, are you there? Wayadomo, Reverend Kisley Aigbe. So I only sing in my Bini language. I am from the Bini descent. Wayawese, Wabokia, Wayabokia. Wani unwedo noro, Wawa Iraeo. If you cannot even understand, just follow the reading. That's it. Wagiajerun sway. Kiayerun sway, ọmọ náà lè gbẹ o. Kiayerun sway. Kiayerun sway o. Kankan sì mẹ́ o. Kiayerun sway. Ọmọ náà ṣàgbẹ́ oró o. Kiayerun sway. Wagiajerun swaye, Ewemade natase. Giajerun swaye, ọmọ náà lè gbà o. Giajerun swaye. Umajigote o, ge osawo nanwe o. Umajigote, osawo nanwe o. Konkons, umajigote, ge osawo nanwe o. Umajigote, osawo nanwe o. Ge segbona, umajigote, ge osawo nanwe o. Umajigote. Wagoma o, money ye o. Iyege yaga yaga soba mwege. Wagoma o, money ye o. Iyege yaga yaga soba mwege. Konkons o, money ye waki o. Iyege yaga yaga soba mwege. Wagomo, omono maguna je kwori. Iyege yaga soba mwege. Wagomo, wagomo. Iyege yaga soba mwege. Wagomo, omono sagbe oru enakin. Iyege yaga soba mwege. Wagamo, monija yo no. Yaga, soba mwege. Wayawese, thank you very much. Prince, that's to your honor. Thank you so much, Wayawese Kakabo. I will be donating
Thank you so much.
$50 to launch this program. Oh, somebody said something.
Thank you. God bless you, my dear.
Wayawese. Thank you, Prince. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Daddy Kingsley Agbe. Thank you, Kenneth Okonkwo. Thank you, everyone. Rita English, thank you for anchoring this program. You are a sister in love. Thank you so much. For the launching of the program, I'm donating $50. I will get back to Prince. I have to leave, take my leave now. I have another program to anchor. Thank you. Wayawese.
All right. Let's continue with our program. We are gathered here today for the purpose of launching the book titled Nigeria, A Nation in Distress. It's no news that Nigeria is highly blessed with human capital and natural resources. But despite all these, Nigeria is currently facing the worst economic hardship, combined with widespread insecurities. Ladies and gentlemen, and I want us please to take a moment of silence for the Nigerians whose blood stains are on our red national flag and those resting in shallow graves throughout the nation. Let's take a moment of silence. Thank you very much. At this point in time, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce and to welcome the author of this great book, Comrade Prince Ewemade Konkons, PhD, is Honoris Causa, to whom we gathered here today in celebration of him and his work. Is a dynamic and versatile individual who is currently fulfilling various roles as activist, writer, author, publisher, critical thinker, and an advocate for human rights. Driven by a revolutionary spirit, he is dedicated to fostering positive societal change while balancing his commitments as a devoted Christian and a proud father. As an author, Mr. Konkons has written a diverse array of impactful books, which includes, but not limited to, Migrant Under Siege, The Refugee Project, The Ungrateful Friends, Broken Genealogy, Crime and Criminality Exposed, a step-by-step approach to legal immigration from Africa, identifying the qualities of an admirable woman, and My Ghost Will Haunt You. He also has upcoming titles such as Who Among Them Truly Deserves Recognition, set to release on September 30th, 2025 on Amazon, along with The Power of Darkness Will Never Overcome the Light, and I Will Never Die in Another Man's Land, both scheduled to hit stores later this year. Here are some of the famous quotes from the author. The sole instrument I possess in my struggle against those who have chosen to align themselves with my oppressor is the power of my writing. It serves as my voice, my shield, and my means of resistance. This form of expression is not merely a pastime, it is a profound extension of my identity and my convictions. No one can strip me of this ability, for it is deeply rooted in my spirit and my determination to advocate for truth and justice. Through the written word, I can articulate my thoughts, share my experiences, and challenge the narratives imposed upon me. It is a weapon that cannot be confiscated or silenced, and I wield it with unwavering resolve. Whoa, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the author, Comrade Prince.
Thank you so much, my wonderful brother, Reverend David. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Depends on where you are watching or seated from today. Distinguished guest, Professor PLO Lumumba, LLB, LLM, and Kenneth Okonkwo, Esquire, beloved friends and family, I stand before you today with a heart full of gratitude to celebrate the launch of my book, Nigeria, a Nation in Distress. Your presence here, despite your busy schedule, deeply honors me. This gathering transcends the mere celebration of a literary work. It serves as a solemn moment to commemorate our fallen hero in the journey of nation building. We remember brave souls buried across Nigeria. Our northern compatriots who have fallen victim to terrorism, the innocent life lost during NSAS and bad government protests, and those who have endured the trauma of kidnapping since 2015. The stark reality that 4,416 people were killed, 4,334 adopted within just 1 year of the current administration stand as a testament to our nation's ongoing struggle. Yet today, it is not about dwelling on the sorrow, but celebrating our resiliences. I am entirely grateful to the Creator for blessing me with a gift of expression through writing. Through this work, I aspire to catalyze change, stimulate thought, and foster unity among our diverse people. To my beloved children, you are my internal inspiration and motivation for creating a positive change. To my father, your lessons in integrity and trust have shaped my character. I love you deeply, Dad. I'm sure you are watching today. To my great uncle, Reverend Michael Agbe Joseph, my second daddy, your wisdom continue to guide me. I cherish you dearly. To my friends and family, especially I Chief Dr. Matthew, your unwavering support has been instrumental in this journey. I thank you, Chief, for being a crucial catalyst for today's gathering. In the spirit of societal responsibility, I am committing a portion of the proceeds from this book to support our fellow citizens in internally displayed camps. Their dignity and right must not be forgotten. I humbly request your financial support in printing and distributing 50 to 100,000 copies of this book, along with other works. Migrants Under Siege, 1. The Refugee Project, 2. Crime and Criminality Exposed, 3. Broken Genealogy, 4. These books should reach schools and libraries across Nigeria and Africa. I will personally donate copies to educational institutions nationwide, believing firmly in education transformative power. To everyone present today, physically or virtually, I extend my deepest love and gratitude. Your support enrich this journey as we work together towards a brighter future for Nigeria and Africa. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Prince. Rita, are you in the house? Okay. At this point in time, it's time for book reading some excerpt from the book, and I will call upon Mr. Joe Mark to read for us the dedication page. He's in the house. Joe Mark, over to you.
I'm really sorry, I don't know what I'm supposed to be reading.
The dedication page.
Can you come back to me in a moment, please?
All right. Giving you a moment. Rita, are you in the house, please? Okay, as we wait for Mr. Jomak, hi, Chief Matthew Daniel, are you in the house?
Yes, I am. I'm very well.
All right, are you ready?
You want me to read my stuff?
The Decay of Society, an in-depth analysis.
Sure, I can. Definitely.
Okay.
Should I start now?
Yeah, you may start. Go on, sir.
Chapter 10 of the great book, The Decay of Society, and an in-depth analysis. The ongoing deterioration of Nigerian social, political, and economic landscape has been a persistent and troubling issue since 1994, continue to manifest in various forms that affect the daily lives of its citizens. This decline can be attributed to the complex interplay of factors, including rampant corruption, mismanagement of resources, and a significant lack of effective governance. Since the advent of civilian rule, Nigeria has grappled with an array of challenges, such as widespread poverty, inadequate infrastructure, escalating insecurity. These challenges have collectively contributed to a pervasive sense of disillusionment and frustration among populace, and often feel abandoned by those powers. So, 1 minute. The ramifications of this issue are profound and far-reaching, impacting not only the quality of life for millions of Nigerians, but also hindering the nation's potential to emerge as a regional leader in Africa. The economic stagnation and social unrest that have ensued create an environment where development is stifled and opportunities for growth are severely limited. As we closely examine the current situation in Nigeria, it becomes increasingly clear that addressing these deep-seated problems requires a concerted and collaborative effort from both the government and the citizenry. The urgent need to foster accountability, transparency, and sustainable development to pave way for a brighter future. Moreover, it has become painfully evident that politicians across the spectrum appear to be united in their exploitation of common resources. This looting occurs at every level of government, from local authorities to echelons of power in the presidency. Sorry, I lost my script. Echelons of power in the presidency. When they engage in such act of corruption, they do under their own names, shielding themselves from consequences of their action. Conversely, when these same politicians borrow funds from international financial institutions, such as the World Bank, the Arab banks, or various Chinese lenders, they do it in the name of every Nigerian citizen. This stark contrast highlights a troubling disconnect between the actions of political leaders and welfare of the people that are meant to serve. It underscored the urgent need for systematic reform that prioritize the interests of the Nigerian populace over the self-serving agendas of privileged few. Only through a unified approach can Nigeria hope to reclaim its resources, restore public trust, and chart a course towards sustainable development and prosperity for all citizens. The pervasive corruption within the judiciary, the executive branch, and the legislative arm of the Nigerian government has led to catastrophic collapse of the entire governance system. This deterioration extends to the Independent Electoral Commission, which has also been implicated in the erosion of democratic principles. The process conducting election in Nigeria has developed into a mere spectacles of selection, frequently manipulated and sold to the highest bidder. Consequently, the genuine will of the people has been systematically undermined, leaving citizens delusioned and disenfranchised. As a result of this systematic failure, the populace face their circumstances, with many individuals succumbing to hunger and starvation daily. Those who are toiled tirelessly to establish a semblance of stability for their families find themselves in a heartbreaking position. In a desperate bid to escape the grim realities of life in Nigeria, they are compelled to sell the very hope and dream that they once nurtured to themselves and their children. This tragic exodus is driven by aspiration for better life in foreign lands, where opportunity may exist beyond the suffocation grasp of corrupt system. The anguish inflicted by these small selected groups of individuals, numbering no more than 20,000, who wield disproportionate power over the lives of more than 250 million Nigerians, is profound. The decision and actions hold the destiny of an entire nation captive, perpetuating a circle of despair and hopelessness. As the nation grapples with these challenges, it becomes increasingly clear that fundamental transformation is necessary to restore faith in governance and to ensure that the voice of the people are heard, respected. Only through collective action and a commitment to accountability can Nigeria hope to reclaim its future and provide better life for its citizens. However, this chapter will be inclusive without inconclusive. Apologize. However, this chapter will be inconclusive without emphasizing the urgent necessity for a comprehensive and transformative revolution. This revolution must be one of those that does not rely on ammunition or violence. Rather, it should be rooted in the collective will of the people to reclaim their destiny. The potential of Nigeria and its citizens is far too great to accept a life marked by poverty, despair. We're endowed with abundant resources and talent, yet we find ourselves relegated to be mere laborers, taking on menial jobs, that are often rejected by Western nation citizens. This is not merely a misfortune, it is an affront to our dignity, our capability. We must rise and unite force to take back our country through every means available to us. As long as our actions remain peaceful and nonviolent, it is imperative to recognize that no nation on this planet can withstand the level of chaos and suffering that is currently unfolding within our cities, villages, and states. The ongoing turmoil poses a grave threat to the collective existence and our future. To effect meaningful change, we must set aside our differences, be they rooted in religion, political affiliation, or any other divisive issues that have historically fragmented us as a society. Only by coming together as one people, united in purpose and vision, can we hope to forge a brighter future for Nigeria. It is time for all of us to acknowledge the power we hold when we stand together and to channel that power towards building a nation that reflects our true potential and aspirations. As a striking illustration of the moral decay permeating our society can be found in the recent case involving Comrade Dele Farotimi. This troubling situation not only highlights allegations of fraudulent activities against a former governor, but also raised serious concern about character defamation and the broader implication of privilege and justice in Nigeria. Yahya, the former governor of Kogi State, has reportedly been invading the authority for several months, as is wanted by Economic Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, for alleged fraud totaling an astonishing 110.4 billion naira. After a lengthy period of evasion, he finally surfaced, apparently relaxed and unperturbed while working alongside police and EFCC officials. This public display, devoid of any visible restraint, such as handcuffs, starkly contrasts with the expected treatment of someone facing such grave charges. Instead of facing the consequences of his actions, it seemed to be received as an almost celebratory welcome from law enforcement, prompting serious question about the integrity of system purportedly designed to uphold justice. In a glaring juxtaposition, Comrade Dele Farotimi, a well-respected human rights activist and experienced lawyer, found himself in a precarious predicament, despite having no allegation of fraud or significant wrongdoing against him. His arrest, which was captured a widely disseminated photograph, depicted him in handcuffs, an image that starkly contrasts the treatment afforded to the former governor. The situation underscores a deeply troubling reality in our society, where individuals accused of egregious crime are often celebrated and treated with undue leniency, while those who are advocate for justice and accountability face unwarranted humiliation and indignity. Comrade Farotimi was apprehended by police in Lagos and subsequently transported to Ekiti State, where he appeared before the judge December 5th, 2024, facing 16 counts of character defamation. This incident served as a poignant reminder of the unfortunate state of Nigeria, where a man accused of embezzling billions during his political tenure is afforded respect, dignity in police custody, while an individual merely accused of defaming a prominent lawyer is subsequently subjected to the humiliating experience of being handcuffed. This glaring disparity in treatment raises critical questions about the value they underpin the legal and societal structures. The situation reflects a deeply entrenched issue within the Nigerian landscape, where corruption, privilege often overshadow the principle of accountability and justice. It is profoundly disheartening to observe how individuals in positions of power frequently evade the repercussions of their actions, while ordinary citizens face severe penalties for comparative minor offenses. This is not merely a legal issue. It represents a significant moral crisis that threatens the very foundation of our society. We must confront this disturbed trend with both urgency and determination. It is imperative that we collectively strive to eradicate this insidious cancer that has taken root in our institutions and communities. The time has come for all of us, citizens, leaders, advocates, to take a stand against the injustice and work towards a more equitable, just society. Only through concerted effort can we hope to restore integrity and fairness to our legal system, ensuring that all individuals are treated equally under the law, irrespective of their status or influence. The most disheartening aspect of this entire ordeal is that on December 9, Comrade Timi was granted bail, set at an exorbitant sum of 50 million naira, even though he has not committed any crime that would warrant such substantial amount for his release. Such bail conditions should be reversed for members of political elite who have misappropriated public resources, not for someone who's merely exposing the deep-seated rot within our judicial system. It is indeed a somber day to be a Nigerian as we grapple with the stark reality of inequality and injustice that continue to permeate our society, calling into question the very essence of our collective moral compass. The end. That is the end of that chapter. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chief MD, for reading this part, The Decay of Society, an in-depth analysis. At this point in time, I will give the mic to Jomak for the dedication page.
Yeah, hello. The book Nigeria, A Nation in Distress, is dedicated to all the innocent Nigerians whose pleas for justice have been overlooked. This work pays tribute to the victims of EndSARS massacre, whose lives were tragically taken away by violence and injustice. We need to remember their stories, and their sacrifices should inspire us to fight for real change in our country. We owe it them to build a society where such horrors are no longer tolerated. This book also honours the victims of all forms of terrorism, the bandits plaguing our nation, the NBAG governance protesters, those who have been kidnapped, and the brave individuals in the southeastern Nigeria striving for their region's freedom, along with all the innocent lives lost along the way. Their unwavering quest for self-determination shows tremendous strength and dedication to justice, and it will not be in vain. By dedicating this book to everyone affected in one way or another, the author aims to highlight the pressing issues our nation faces and motivate a united call for justice, accountability, and togetherness. It's crucial for Nigerians to unite, ensuring that the voices of the voiceless are heard and to work towards turning the dreams of a better Nigeria into reality.
Thank you very much, Jomak. Rita?
Thank you very much, David. I am so sorry. I got knocked off and I couldn't hear anything. I am really sorry. So, David, thank you very much. So much. I really appreciate you David, I understood we've taken a minute silence for our fallen Nigerians. Is that right, please?
We have done that. We are about we are on part 3.
Okay, part 3. Thank you very much. So and thank you, Mr. David, for the readings, and thank you, Joe Mark, for the reading too. Thank you. So I will be introducing our amiable host now, right, Dave?
Yes.
So,
yeah.
Again, thank you, and I'm really, really sorry. So now I'm going to be calling on our amiable author, Comrade Prince Ewemade Konkons, PhD honorary Causa, to whom we gathered here today in celebration of him and his work. He's a dynamic and versatile individual who's current various roles as an activist, writer, author, publisher, critical thinker, and an advocate for human rights.
Sorry, Rita. We have passed
please.
that. We are on part number 3, introducing and welcoming our keynote speaker.
Oh, really? My apologies.
Yeah, all right.
Okay. I'm so sorry, everyone. Oh, we're about to have Professor Lumumba. Oh my God. Let me just catch some breath. Okay. So we're on to having our keynote speaker for the day. I wait for so long. Jesus, have mercy on me. All right. Our keynote speaker for today is no other person than the eloquent Professor PLO Lumumba, LLB, LLM. Lumumba is an academia and a public speaker known for his contributions to law, governance, and leadership in Africa. He holds both a Bachelor of Laws, LLB, and a Bachelor of Laws, and a Master, and a Master of Law, LLM. Recognition for his eloquent.
If I were you, I would stop there. If I were you, I would not bother to go through that.
Sorry.
I believe if I were you, I would not read academic credentials. You just invite me to speak.
Okay. Sorry, really. Without further ado, please join me to welcome Professor PLO Lumumba, LLB, LLM. Thank you so much, sir. It's a pleasure to have you here. Thank you for coming. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Konkons. Let me start by congratulating you for writing this book. Our orality as Africans is one of our greatness or attributes to greatness, but one of our weaknesses. You have chosen to immortalize your thoughts in the written word so that future generations will have a point of reference. May God bless you.
Thank you, Prof.
I want to take this opportunity to speak very briefly for no more than 5 minutes at the very maximum. You have chosen a subject, Nigeria, a nation in distress. The title of your book could very well have been Distress. Nigeria is a microcosm of the continent of Africa. Nigeria, with a population in excess of 200 million people, is Africa's most populated nation. Nigeria, whether one likes it or not, has the largest number of the most formally educated human beings amongst Black people. Whether in the mother country, Nigeria, or in the diaspora. And I've said it not once, not twice, but times without number. In Nigeria, that is the day Africa gets it. But I've reiterated it. But when we accuse our countries or condemn our post-colonial states, we must always remind ourselves that all the 54 African states, or 55 of them, are products of an event that took place in Berlin in 1884 through to 1885, where the colonialists sat down and divided us into the countries that we now so jealously defend, complete with national anthems, complete with flags, complete with visions and missions and all those things. And as John Henry Clark famously said, and I associate myself with views, when the colonialists left not a single African country adopted a system of governance that was unique to its own culture. Even the ones that claim to have done so, such as Lesotho and Eswatini, imported foreign systems of governance. And John Henry Clark says that none of them will ever succeed on the basis of those imported mimicries. Judge Nigeria on that basis. You remember before the Civil War in 1967, the great meeting in Aburi, where Chukwuemeka Dim Odumeku Ojukwu was present. And after that meeting, it was thought that Nigeria would be saved the Civil War. It was never to happen, because while Ojukwu said, by Aburi we stand, Yakubu Gowon Jack said, by Aburi you shall fall. And all of us remember, a civil war took place, and not less than 1 million people died. Whether you like it or not, Nigeria has never been the same again. The question, therefore, beyond the lamentation is, what can and must we do to ensure that Nigeria, and indeed the continent of Africa, realizes our potential? Konkons, you are right. Nigeria is under distress. Africa is under distress. If you travel to Nigeria, and I have, Whether you are in Sokoto, or in Borno, or in Ogun, or in Zamfara, or in Bayelsa, or in River State, or in Ekiti, or in Anambra, or in Enugu, or in Niger, or in Benin, or any of the 36 states, including the federal capital, we know that Nigeria could do better. Whether you are a victim of the kidnappers or the Yahoo boys, you know that Nigeria can do better. The question is, what can we do to make Nigeria do better? Because you Konkons know, you travel to the United Kingdom, you travel to the United States, in Cleveland, Ohio, and you look at the doctors who are treating people there, they are Nigerians. The engineers are Nigerian. The lawyers are Nigerian. The actors are Nigerian. The question is, what can we do to make Nigerians and indeed all Africans come home so that they may serve the mother continent? You Konkons have done a great job in reminding us that we are under distress. In writing this book, you have mastered courage. So your book is the confluence of intellect and courage. And I pray and hope that those who will have the opportunity to read this book will see it for what it is, a prophetic message to Nigeria. I pray and hope that President Ahmed Bola Tinubu will read this book. I pray and hope that the Vice President Chetima will read this book. I pray and hope that my friend Peter Obi will read this book. I pray and hope that my good friend Nnamdi Kanu, who is in prison, will read this book. And that therefore, Nigerian leaders will have the courage to do that which is right and good, to make Nigeria great. If Africa is to be great, Nigeria must be great. I say no more. Congratulate you. May God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you, Prof.
Amen. Thank you so much, Prof. Thank you so very much, Prof. Wow. Thank you, sir. Thank you so very much. Next, we're going to be having a guest speaker, Barrister Kenneth Okonkwo. Barrister Kenneth Okonkwo is a prominent Nigerian lawyer, a public relations, public affairs analyst, and a veteran in the Nollywood industry. As a matter of fact,
well, sorry to cut you in. If you can hear me,
okay.
Permit me to mimic PLO Lumumba by saying, if you can also cut that short in 2-3 sentences, I would appreciate. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so, so much. Please, ladies and gentlemen, join me as we make welcome the veteran barrister Kenneth Okonkwo. Thank you very much for coming, sir. I'm so happy
Kenneth, I'm
to
happy
meet
to
you here.
meet you here.
Let me commence this speaking as a guest speaker by saying that I thoroughly and expectedly enjoyed the erudition of my elder brother and one of the African's finest, Professor Patrick Locke Otieno PLO Lumumba. It is an honor and a privilege to share the same stage with such a great man and philosopher of Africa to talk on issues that concern Africa and Nigeria. I must have to warn that you have already heard the best, but I want to crave your indulgence to just listen to the rest. So I want to thank PLO Lumumba for your lecture. And I want you to know that you are transforming Africa without shooting a bullet. Wisdom, they say, is better than weapons of war. Thank you for all you do for Africa. So before I move in to today's topic, or the launching of today's book, which is titled Nigeria, a Nation in Distress, written by Prince Ewemade Konkons. He said he's a comrade, so I will oblige him a comrade. But whether his dress fits into a comrade is a story for another day. They used to tell me that comrades wear khaki, but I will admit his own camaraderie. Now, when I shared this title with another comrade, I was shocked what I heard. The comrade said, indeed, Nigeria is not in distress. So he used the word 8 times. He said Nigeria is in disaster, not in distress. So you can imagine that if 200 million Nigerians are asked to write on what Prince has written, you may be shocked that they will give a title that is even worse than the title that Prince has given, telling you that Prince is even trying to be patriotic by using a mellowed word, distress. However, distress means, if you talk about it in a noun, it means extreme anxiety, sorrow, and pain. If you talk about it in a verb, it means to cause someone extreme anxiety, sorrow, and pain. It is disheartening that Nigeria, a nation created by God to flow with milk and oil, is now flowing with tears and blood. It is unfortunate that anybody that sets sail or is traveling from his house to any destination in Nigeria will remain in anxiety from the time of commencing the journey until he reaches his destination, because he or she knows that along the way, that might be the last he might see the earth. He may either be kidnapped, killed, or terrorized, or at best ransomed. Human beings are now traded in Nigeria the way they trade tomatoes. As I talk to you, just last week, 40 farmers were slain in the field, 6 soldiers killed. As I talk to you, as I yesterday and day before yesterday, 5 soldiers were killed in the northwest. Where is our president as these things are going on? He's in faraway Abu Dhabi attending a function. And he just came back from the swearing in of the president of Ghana, an absentee president who prefers to fly on a new presidential jet, but at a time that Nigerians are dying of hunger, who prefers to always fly out, traveling around the world, seeking for international relevance and validation when his people are dying of hunger and hardship, when they are mowed down in their farms, in their cities. That showcases immediately the main cause of our distress in this country: leadership. We have a crop of leaders who are men of power, men of their pockets, but not men of the people. Whenever they sit down in any table discussing about Nigeria, the variables this leader consider are power and money, but never the people. That means we are not practicing democracy in Nigeria, because democracy is about the people, is about the people, is about the people. Democracy, according to President Abraham Lincoln, is the government of the people, by the people, for the people. So the only item that you need to consider anytime you're making policies in a democracy is the people. And that is the item these leaders, who were described by one of them, the Senate whip, former Senator Alin Dume, he described his colleagues in government as kakistocrats and kleptocrats. Government by the worst of us, and government by desperate thieves. Not my words. The words of Senator Alin Dume. And he was a serving chief whip of the 10th session of National Assembly when he said that. Of course, they moved on him like any other person whenever the person says the truth. But till today, he maintained his words and refused to swallow his words. So the greatest distress that Nigeria has today is that of leadership. We lack men. Leadership has been defined as the ability to influence people through inspiration, not manipulation or intimidation, by Dr. Monroe. And so I want you to understand that Nigeria in distress from this explanation means that Nigeria has leaders that have caused the nation extreme anxiety, extreme sorrow, and extreme pain. let me point out that the rot in the system did not start with Tinubu. As a matter of fact, because of time, let me just start from Obasanjo. 1999, when we purportedly started the Fourth Republic. And I'm just going to pick one or two things about each regime. Obasanjo's elections of 2003 and 2007 were the worst in the whole Africa. Can you imagine how bad an election is or was? That the major beneficiary of the election, President Umaru Yar'Adua, that succeeded Obasanjo, said that the election that brought him to power is flawed. That tells you. That time we were having Michael Jackson as one of the names that go to vote in Nigeria. Mike Tyson, openly. That is what leadership can give you. An election is the foundation of democracy. You don't have free, fair, credible, verifiable, periodic election. You do not have democracy. And so, Obasanjo gave us the worst elections, built the Fourth Republic immediately on false foundation, and since then, we have not recovered. When Umaru Yar'Adua came in, a gentleman, he was there for about 3 years before he died. But one thing he did that was not economically sound. Obasanjo had privatized the whole refineries, oil refineries, knowing that the government, because of corruption, will not be able to achieve anything in it. He privatized the refineries, sold them off to Dangote and other qualified people. Yar'Adua reversed all those policies without making any alternative arrangement to repair the refineries before he died. We're still suffering from that till today. It is important to point out that Boko Haram also started during the regime of Umaru Yar'Adua. He died. Good luck came in. Boko Haram took over almost the entire Northeast, threatened 3 states: Adamawa, Borno, Yobe, and even Taraba. We are still suffering from it till today. I told you that Boko Haram just killed 40 farmers last week. Then Buhari came in. We thought he was a general, anti-corruption czar. What happened? Insecurity metastasized. The insecurity that was limited to the Northeast went around the whole Nigeria. His own state, it went to the Northwest so badly that the governor of his own state, as old as he is, Masari, was openly crying, going to the bush to negotiate with terrorists, to beg them, because men in his state, they were giving out voluntarily their wives and daughters to terrorists for their sexual gratification so that those men will not be killed. What a nation in distress. The whole Northwest was ridden by terrorists, kidnappers. The whole Southeast ridden by unknown gunmen, killing people. The whole Southwest ridden by unknown gunmen. You remember the daughter of the Afenifere leader. You remember how some traditional fathers were killed in the Southwest. I remember one governor, Akeredolu, 40 persons were killed in our war, worshiping. He came out crying. He raised his hand and told Nigeria, we have failed, the governor of Ondo State, that it is because of the evil of the men above. The leaders are so incompetent that the federal government cannot protect people. It cannot even mandate the states to have their police to protect the people. In the North Central, you heard about the farmers' headers clash. People going into people's farms, killing people at will, taking over their land. In Plateau, in December last year, 200 persons were massacred during Christmas when the president was enjoying his holiday. He did not even call the holiday for a day to visit them, even till today. As a way of comparison, recall that Joe Biden wanted to travel to Italy as the last country he wanted to visit. But because of the fire in California that killed 16 persons, he canceled the trip. I want you to understand that Africa is having problems and Nigeria leading the problem because of incompetent and corrupt leaders. When Tinubu was announced to be president, because when Buhari failed, everybody expected that Tinubu was going to be better, and he came in with renewed hope agenda. One thing about this man is that he knows how to promise a lot, but knows how to achieve very little, if any. Immediately he was pronounced president on March 1st in a midnight ambush. He was announced president at 4 a.m. by Professor Mahmoud after a technical glitch. After announcing him president, rather than sitting down to start composing his cabinet, he immediately traveled to France to enjoy himself. Throughout the 3 months before inauguration, he was not in Nigeria. When he came back, it was not by accident that he had to take another 2 months, 60 days before announcing his cabinet. Compare this with Donald J. Trump. Donald J. Trump has not been sworn in. He has already nominated almost all the members of his cabinet. And they are interviewing them now to approve them so that immediately they swear him in, he will hit the ground running. A Tinubu, for instance, that would not appoint ministers. Immediately he came in, he started embarking on policies where he's not an expert in. Fuel subsidy is gone. I am moving into the economy now in Nigeria. Having told you how terrible the security system in Nigeria is throughout the whole nation. And under Tinubu's regime, we have not seen a respite. If you understood how Tinubu promised people and what he promised people on security, you will understand that he promised them he was going to employ more people, equip them. He's going to deal with the security situation. Today, it is worse. But let me go into the economy. Immediately, Tinubu came in, he said, fuel subsidy is gone. The first day, that was the first gift that this president gave to Nigeria. Automatically price rose from 195 per liter of fuel to about 617 naira per liter. It has never happened in any part of the world. That energy that is as important to an economy as fuel will in one day cause so much damnation to the people. No president that has people in mind will ever make such decision. Now, as if that was not enough, Naira was devalued by around 300% from about 420 naira per dollar when Tinubu came in to about 1,500 naira to a dollar in one day. Meaning, if you have been importing any commodity at 500 naira, you're now going to pay 1,500 naira. That was how naira went on a free fall and nearly reached 2,000 naira per dollar. If this is not distress, I don't know what it is. As I'm talking to you now, I am using a generator in my house, paying for fuel, costing me 1,150 naira per liter. No light, no fuel, no power. As a matter of fact, the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria has said that more than 50% of the manufacturing companies in Nigeria have collapsed. And they gave the reason. It's a frequent policy flip-flop. They said astronomical energy costs. They say hyperinflation. They say high interest rates. They say multiple charges. They say toxic operating environment. Manufacturers Association of Nigeria. Foreign companies in Nigeria are departing in droves. You may have heard about GSK, P&G, most of them leaving Nigeria. And they are banding unfortunate statistics. Do you know? The inflation rate in Nigeria today is 34.8%. The food inflation is more than 40%. So 1 more percent, and we are in hyperinflation. And this government is deceiving the world that in 2025, inflation will come down to 15%. Meanwhile, telecommunication charges is threatening to go up. And this government had the temerity to say it's making a tax reform bill where they wanted to increase VAT from 7.5% to 15% in a depressed economy. Thank God for the war waged by Nigerian Governors Forum. That is now being taken care of. I support the tax reform bill. But just for you to know that when this government sit down, they do not think about the people. They think about power and money. How to get more money, to extort more money from the people is what they are looking for, not for people's benefit. What is this money used for? To buy private jets, to buy limousine beast for their own use. And they'll be saying, in the last presidential chart, Tinubu said, we have to eat what we produce. And you know, the person that's preaching that got about 469 vehicles for the members of the National Assembly, all imported, when we have locally assembled and manufactured cars and vehicles. So we have leaders who are running our economy down, who are allowing corruption to fester in government. You may have heard about the humanitarian ministry where people cut as much money as they want. They say they are sharing money to the poor, and actually they're sharing money to themselves. So you have corruption, you have economy, you have the security, and then what about our diversity? You have a president who, when he came to power, chose a fellow Muslim to become his vice president, when the normal thing is that inclusiveness required, that you choose somebody from the other religion in order to reflect our diversity. You have a president that is employing mostly people from his own geopolitical zone in all majority, almost important appointments. He is ceding the whole major security outfits to people from his own zone, IG of police, the chief of army staff. If the chief of army staff retires today, he will go and look for another person from his own geopolitical zone, no matter how junior. And he doesn't mind retiring all the other generals, whether it's CG of custom, whether it is Ministry of Interior, and he's doing it at a time, whether it's Attorney General of the Federation, and he's doing it at a time when the Chief Justice of Nigeria is from his own tribe. So whether it's CBN governor, whether it's the FIRS chairman, whether it is everything in the economy, Minister of Finance, from one geopolitical zone, his own. So our diversity is bastardized. We have a president that is cantankerous. So our spirit of diversity. And like I said, he didn't start with him, but he's taking it to the next level. Because I know when Buhari was there, he was alleged to have chosen people from the north for the security outfits. But at least you're talking about North. But Tinubu is doing only Southwest from where he comes from. And not even all Southwest. Only the Lagos axis of the people that are loyal to him. So that is why Senator Lindube said, government of the worst of us and government of the desperate thieves. So what I am saying is that because of time, we are really a nation in distress in the area of security, in the area of economy, in the area of our elections. When Mahmoud finished his abracadabra in the presidential election of 2023, look at where it has put us to. In the off-cycle elections, gubernatorial elections of Edo, of Ondo, of Kogi, of Imo, of Bayelsa, INEC officials now give the election results to politicians before election day to fill anything they like. And they will bring it on election day. That's what we call pre-fill results. And INEC officials will transmit it to our IRF portal. And they now tamper with the beavers. The back end of beavers was discovered to have been tampered in a Edo election, where they put a man as governor who cannot pronounce the figures in his budget. That is what election can bring to you. So, because of time, I don't know how much time I have, but because of time, let me congratulate Prince Ewemade Konkons. Anytime you call his name, you see him, he will smile. That is one thing about him. He has even done it again. So, for being courageous enough to write this book, and it reflects the situation, let me confess, I do not agree with everything that he has written in the book, because there are some leaders that he was too lenient on. And in my own opinion, those leaders are undeserved. They are undeserving of those accolades. So I have told him, he knows my stand. I do not think Nigeria has produced heroes. But I agree with him wholeheartedly on the title of this book, Nigeria, a nation in distress. Now, the solution to this is that the people must rise up, like he said, and hold the leaders to rule of law. And I always give an example, because I'm a student of international law and diplomacy. Look at what is happening in South Korea. We should not be looking up to security agencies to deliver us. No, military regime is even going to be the worst option. But we must acknowledge that democracy bestows responsibility on the people to rise up and hold everybody accountable to rule of law, including the president. The president of South Korea today is under arrest, being investigated for proclaiming a martial law that wanted to extirpate democracy in that virile country. South Korea is heading towards a first world nation, not because there are no corrupt people. Indeed, they have found most of their presidents corrupt, not because people that are there are better created than Africans. No, it's because people, because the eternal vigilance for democracy, the democracy, it can only survive through the eternal vigilance of the people. It is because South Koreans are vigilant. Whether you're a president, whether you are anybody, they will rise up and hold you account to the rule of law. So Nigerians, if you want to stop being in distress, we must rise up and hold our leaders accountable, whether they like it or not, to rule of law. All the election officials, whoever will rig our elections again, should do it at the cost of his own blood. Because election rigging is treasonable felony. If you can arrest children that are demonstrating for hunger and hardship in Nigeria, saying that they want to commit treasonable felony, much more people who are really committing the treasonable felony. And they are the INEC officials. Rigging of election is treasonable felony. We must rise up to ensure that any INEC official that rigs election in Nigeria again will be liquidated wherever he is. Because treasonable felony is punishable by death. And any capital offense by anybody, you have the right to arrest the person and use reasonable force to make sure that the person is arrested. And whatever happens to him is his own business. Every Nigerian has a duty to maintain law and order. You are not taking laws into your hand when you're trying to help the security agencies to enforce the law. So let us not be deceived anymore. If we do not fight for our democracy, our children will never live in a nation that is free of distress. And so the only solution is that the people must be vigilant. They must fight. They must rise up and ensure that whoever is appointed, elected to do anything in Nigeria is doing it in accordance with the law. Whether you're president, whether you are anybody. And I end with this. Lord Denning, citing a philosopher, Fuller, he said, "Be you never so high, the law is above you." As a lawyer, the only way that can make us to stop being in distress and free ourselves from this bondage and reverse our country to become a nation that will be the pride of Africa, that will be a nation that will realize the true meaning of being a giant of Africa. We must rise up to fight for Nigeria. Nigeria is so blessed that it is worth fighting for. When you're fighting for Nigeria, you're fighting for Africa. When you're fighting for Nigeria, you're fighting for the black man. This is the largest concentration of black people on earth. This is the largest economy in Africa, containing the most populous, containing the highest number of people in Africa. This is a nation that is blessed with all minerals you can think of. We cannot allow the few amongst us to derail us and to make us to live in extreme anxiety, in extreme sorrow, in extreme pain. The destiny is in our hands. Let us rise up and take our destiny in our hands and change Nigeria for the better. Thank you for listening to me. Everybody should pick up this book and read. That is my concluding admonition. Thank you for listening to me, and God bless you.
Thank you very much, sir. That was so powerful. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Wow. Wow. Thank you. Wow. Oh. Okay. Right now, please, we'll listen to our keynote speaker, our guest speaker. If you have a question, we are now in the Q&A section, question and answering section. If you have a question that you want to ask, please, this is the time. Kindly type your question on the chat box while my moderator will look into it and be calling it out for either the third answer or a keynote speaker or a guest speaker. So please, if you have a question, start typing in your question right now while we wait for you to type your question. I would like the song Which Way Nigeria to be playing at the background so that you can just type your questions very fast. Thank you. Please go ahead.
We made mistakes. Not knowing that was our doing. Some now have it. ambition is a reality. Let's give it a chance to grow. Let's join our hands to farm the land so we can have enough food to show. Let's save Nigeria so Nigeria won't die. Which way Nigeria, which way Nigeria, which way to go, where to go. I know. Yes, I want to know. Our ambition to be millionaires is running the country down. We all want to be millionaires and to live in the air. Oh, let's save Nigeria.
Please type in your question if you have your question, so we don't waste much time on this. If you have a question, please type it
Hello,
and
hello,
make it
moderator.
brief. Okay,
Hello,
I
moderator.
have
Can I have
you.
the
Go
floor?
ahead.
Wait, it's a quick one. I just want to thank my very dynamic friend, and I would like to excuse myself because I have to go deal with some emergency right now. So thank you very much. It's a privilege and honor to be here. I know the book will be great. Our guest speaker is an honor to meet you, Mr. PLO. And of course, my comrade and my brother, somebody I look up to, that's Mr. Kenneth Okonkwo himself, a true human rights fighter with highest level of intelligence. I'm praying one day get into politics and take a political seat from anywhere in Nigeria. I'm your campaign manager. I'm happy to do that. Please, guys, you gotta excuse me. I have to go deal with some emergency quickly. I have to join a business Zoom call from Dubai. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Bye.
Please, hello. Are you still
Yeah.
there?
Yes.
Before you go, are you there? Okay. Please do
Yeah,
well
I'm
to
here.
launch this book. Please do well to launch the book. Oh, this is Chief Daniels. Wow. Please do well. It's nice to see you, actually. Please do well. In fact, I trust you do that. So let me not even just take our time on that. Thank you very much for
Okay.
coming.
No worries. What I
Gotcha.
would do, I would buy about to £500 for the books for Asa Land, that was state. So, Prince, let's make that happen. So, £500 worth of books to distribute to ASAN to start with and everywhere else, but ASAN Land was the specialty. Prince, can we arrange that and get back to me after this call? So, £500 worth of books, if that's okay. So, thank you guys. I gotta go.
Thank you so
Thank you. Yeah, bye.
Though the line was kind of breaking so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. So please let your questions come in if you have your questions. Very brief and straight to the point, okay? So that we don't waste much time on this. Please always to wait for them. Let the music roll. But the thing is breaking. I don't know if it's me, David. Is it breaking at your end too?
Yeah, it's breaking,
music.
but I have I have a comment here that says I have a question, but I would like to say this has been very educational, and I'm so proud to say I have a friend like Prince who is so inspiring. I'm so proud of you and look forward to reading your book. God bless. This is from Joe Mark to Prince. Over to you, Rita. You may play the music.
Okay, thank you.
There's another question there. Somebody just sent a question.
Oh, yeah. David, please check it out and read out. Thank you.
Yeah, there is a message from Comrade Frederick Odorije that says, I wish to order for 20 copies. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you very much. That's my able DC right there. Thank you so much. Okay, do we have any questions, more questions? Please, if you have your question, this is the time for you to bring in your question. If it was from the author, is it from the book excerpt that was read, something you really needed clarification on that you need to, you can write it down and it will be answered. If you have a question for the keynote speaker or a guest speaker, now is the time for you to put down your question and get that answer that you really need and deserve. So please, I want the music to play again for a few more minutes while we wait for questions to roll in. Thank you very much, please.
To go. I love my fatherland. Oh yeah. I want to know. Yes, I want to know which way Nigeria is heading to. Which way Nigeria? Which way Nigeria? Which way to go? Which way to go? I love my fatherland. Oh yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. You can break it down now. Break it down. Just cut off the music. Thank you. Okay, David, are you seeing any question at your end? I can see anyone here. Any question there?
Yes, there is a question from Anthony, and the question is there a representative in the east of Nigeria that is in charge of making sure the book get to those that are interested?
Okay. That will come with first answer. Sir, please.
Yes, that's affirmative. Yeah. We have currently we have some books in Lagos, in Benin. So all you need to do, reach out to Comrade Rita. That's your humble self, the moderator. If you're in Lagos area, in Benin, there's also a number that will be made available at the end of this program that you can reach out to someone. They can send to you anywhere in Nigeria. And also, you can also order directly from Amazon or Seller in Africa. Anywhere in Africa, you can order on Seller, download the ebook and read. Hard copy, you can order that on Amazon. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah, no more questions at the moment.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tony. So as you heard, you are in Nigeria. Have as many as you want. So, David, do we have any more questions at your end? I can see anyone.
I can't see anyone.
Okay.
No questions
So
at the
we
moment.
assume. So we assume we don't have any more questions. Okay, maybe while we'll go, if you still think you have a question, you can still put down your question, and of course, it will be answered. So now we're going to move on to the signing of the book by the author. The author is going to be signing the book. So please, is Senior King Ubebo here? I can see. I'm not seeing everybody, so you can see Senior King Ubebo. Please, David, can you see him? Welcome, my friends. So to do his signing of the books. I'd like Senior King Ubebo to be getting set because it's going to be giving us some music, some entertainment, live music. Can you see him, David?
Yeah, I can see him.
Oh, you can see him? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I just can see some very few people. Maybe because I'm not really a guru at using Zoom, so I'm a learner when it comes to Zoom. Part of me. So okay, so the author right now is signing some copies of the book, and thereafter we're going straight down to the launching proper. We're going straight down to the launching proper because okay, go ahead, sir.
The signing is done. This one copy, another copy signed by me.
Oh,
The
great.
third copy, signed.
Oh, whoa. Mm. I have to zoom you in so that I can see that signature because it's so important. Can you just flash that book again? I want to see. Just flash it. Thank you. Yeah. Nice, nice, nice. That's the first one. And where is the second? And where is the third?
This is the first one.
Wow.
This is the second one.
Okay. Nice.
And this is the
Cool.
third.
Comrade Praise, if that is your signature, I feel like, no, you better pass the Kini Central Bank code. Man, don't even go there. Okay. Wow, 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 wow. Nigeria, a nation in distress. So, ladies and gentlemen, please start doing your placing your order. If you are in UK, Mr. Anthony, your smile is making me smile. So please, guys, we are in now for launching proper. Okay, books like this are very important. They are very important. They are books you buy for yourself, you buy for somebody, you buy for students, you buy for everybody because if you are not informed about things that are around you, I mean, if you don't know you have a problem, you will definitely know how to find a solution to your problem. In fact, you don't know, you will not even bother doing anything because in the first place, you don't even know you have a problem. So this book is very, very important. Buy for yourself, buy for your friends, buy for students, especially a secondary school student, a primary school student. So please, we are now in the launching proper. Feel free to unmute your mic and tell us how many copies you would like to order. Like for Mr. Tony asking if there are people in the East, please make your as many copies as you want, and definitely just let us know who you want to get the copy, and they will get delivery in 3 working days. So please feel free to call on my attention. You can just unmute your mic, interrupt me. Like right now, interruption is allowed. Interrupt me and tell me how many of the books you want to launch. Thank you, please. And while I wait for that interruption, I want to say that if you're ordering the book right now as we're here, you have the benefit of having a discount of $7. Okay, after now the book is $17. Therefore, right now, right here, if you're placing your order, maybe you're ordering 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, as many copies as you're ordering, you get it for just $10. $10. So you have a discount of $7 today. Okay, so please grab this opportunity and make your orders right away. Thank you. And in case you are Canada, sorry. In case you are if you are in the UK with Mr. Prince, you can place your order at sorry, let me get this. Okay, you can make your payments to Dynasty Prince Books. I think we'll have those account details either on the chat box so that you can make your payment there and you will immediately you get a response so that you can tell us where you want books and who you want to get them. That's for those in the UK. And then for those international donors, or you want to, you're not in the UK, you are not also in Nigeria, you can also make your own payments to NatWest Bank PLC. Those information, David, maybe you have to put those information on the chat board. So for those international donors that want to purchase the book, they can pick their account details from there and do the needful. for those of you in Nigeria, if you are in Lagos, you can contact me, okay, and you get as many copies as you want. And then also, you can also make your donations or payments to Avosia and also carry Nigeria Limited. Okay, so all those informations will be in the comment section so that you can make your payments. And then, of course, we'll reach out to you and you tell us whom you want to get the book. So we'll deliver to them in 3 working days. Okay, so please, launching proper, launching. You can interrupt me. Just tell me you want to launch 1 book, you want to launch 2, you want to do 3, as many as possible. Thank you. David, please be on the comment section so that you can see anything. If someone types, I can see some stuff. So please just be there and
All right, it's already there for those
thank
who
you.
in the UK.
Okay. How about those for international, away from UK,
That's what
Nigeria?
That's what I am typing now.
Doing? Okay. Okay, great, great. And please, ladies and gentlemen, do well to interrupt me. Like, thank you again, Comrade Frederick, for the 20 copies. Or you want to launch the book as many copies as you want. None is too small and none is too much. Could be 1, could be 2. Just call my attention and audience will be given to you to say what you want to say, please. Thank you. And while we wait for this one, while we wait for the launching for people to make their donations and launch the book, I would like to call on Senior King Ogbebo to be entertaining us while we wait for people to make donations, if that's okay. Please, Senior King Ogbebo, if you're in the house, if you're here,
what is going on here?
House, please, greetings to you, sir. How are you today? I thought I heard him speak.
Ewemade, what is going on?
No, Richard. That's not the person.
Okay.
I'm not hearing. It's not out.
Okay. Speak. All right, please go ahead. Let me hear you, please. Thank you.
What is happening? David, what is happening there?
Sorry.
Okay.
You can proceed. You can proceed. Are you hearing me?
Anything.
Okay. I thought someone was speaking. Who was it, please?
But if he were to come on and get a winning goal here, starts to really show his worth. Just not a bad record in the first place. So awful matches.
David, did you hear that?
I
David,
didn't hear. All right, let me do that. Okay.
I heard someone hope it wasn't clear. Okay, if you want to speak, you can use, there is an icon down here where you can, under it's written react, you can click on it, okay? You see an emoji that will tell you to raise your hand. You just click on it and your hand will be raised. And I'll call on you to speak. Okay? Like I said, you can also unmute your mic and speak to me. Okay. All right. Do we have Senior King Ogbebo here? David, can you sing?
Comrade Richard, could you please move on to
please.
item 6? Move on to item 6, please, instead of wasting time.
Okay. All right. Great. Okay. Now is the wait for you to make your donations, launch the book. We're going to section 6 right now, which is a raffle draw / giveaway. Okay, we're doing a raffle draw / giveaway. We have 3 questions that the author would like you. If any of the questions correctly, you will be working away with 2 free books. I mean, 2 free Nigeria, a nation in distress, is working away with 2. So the first question is, why did the chicken cross the road? I repeat that again. Why did the chicken cross the road?
To get to the other side.
Here, pardon?
To get to the other side.
And that is Joe, right? Is that Joe?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Joe Mark says get to the other side. So come with free.
That's not the correct answers. I have 4 answers for you, but the correct answer is curious about what is on the other side.
Hello, comment free. Are you there?
The chicken. Rita, please, could you allow me to speak, please? The chicken was curious, so he needed to find out what was on the other side of the road. That was why the chicken crossed the road. Also, other answers, like what Joe Mark just said, also, but that's not the correct answer. But what I just said now is curious about what is on the other side of the road. That's why the chicken crossed the road.
What's up?
Comrade Richard.
Rev Kingsley, are you hearing us?
Okay, wow. Okay, is someone speaking, please?
I think at this point in time, Comrade David, could you just take the program from here? Because I think Rita is having problem with our microphone.
All right. I was asking if Reverend Kingsley is hearing us. Are you hearing me?
What is this now?
Oh, sorry. Can you log out and come in again? All right. The second question is which country has the largest land area in the world? That's the second question. Any attempt?
Can you repeat that? Can you repeat the question?
Which country has the largest land area in the world?
Russia.
Paul says Russia.
Paul, H1.
Prince, you are there. Yes. Joe Mark says also Russia. Prince.
Yeah. Yes, Russia is has about 17.1 million square kilometers, 6.6 million square miles. Correct.
Which means Paul and Joe, you are going with, you walk away with the 2 free copies of the book Nigeria, a Nation in Distress.
They can just send it out and they'll get a free copy from me.
All right. The third question, which is the last one, is that what country is the tallest? Sorry.
Comrade.
Okay. The third question is What country is the tallest person in the world from? What country is the tallest person in the world from? Where does the tallest person in the world come from? And John Mark goes on to say Turkey. Prince, you have the marking scheme. You have the answers. John Mark says Turkey.
Well, the answer is the tallest person in the world is from Sultan Koshia from Turkey, standing at nearly 8.3 inches, 251 centimeters. Joe is correct.
Joe Mark again is going with
Joe,
two free copies of the book, Nigeria, A Nation in Distress. Congratulations. Congratulations, Joe Mark.
Wow. Congratulations. Wow. And why did I just Mark that was just making effort? We have a whole lot of other persons here. Oh, you guys free books. Hey, I want free books. Oh, I wish I was able to I join people way before the go, you know. Wow, that was beautiful. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So you have books, free books for yourself, and of course for other people. And please, still lunch, please, because you have lots of friends, lots of family members, and of course, it would be very nice for them to have a copy to themselves. So, Comrade Grace, I think we'll move on now to next phase, if it's okay.
Yes, we move on to the acknowledgements.
So, is King Ubibon here?
The Comrade David, there's a message on the inbox.
Okay, let me check.
Please check.
Good evening, Mazen says, I am only here to listen and learn. This is from Adri. Thank you very much, Adri. We may move on. And I think on point number 8, acknowledgements, Rita. Okay. The author acknowledged the following individuals for significantly impacted the lives of others through their voices and unwavering criticism of the government. He commended their bravery in advocating for many Nigerians, including those who are no longer with us, figures like Dele Forotim San, Comrade Omoyele Sowore, Dr. Frederick Omoyama Odorije, Sande Adeni Adeyemo Akasande Ibo, Michael Collins Ajere Akadon Jazz, Chief Dr. Patrick Osaji Ehola Aka Ultimate Equal, Deji Adeyanchi Esque, Martins Vincent Ose Aka Very Dark Black Man. These are the people who have been acknowledged and etc. I think as far as the acknowledgements is concerned, we are done with that. And I think it's time for vote of thanks by Reverend Kingsley Aijibe Joseph. Reverend Kingsley.
Is it my turn to speak now?
Yes, it's a time to speak, sir.
Okay, before I make any comment, I want to just remind people of something. By saying what I'm going to say now, it's a Hebrew word. It says, Baruch haba Bashem Yahuwah. For today, I choose to use that phrase to say, thanks be to the Almighty, whose name is Yahuwah, for this occasion to hold successfully the way it has been. I'm very privileged. Although he's my son, the son of my senior brother, I'm so proud of him. Hello?
Yes, we are hearing you, sir.
No, there's a light coming up from there. So I'm so proud of him. I went through most of the books. Yes, like what my good friend said, Kenneth Okonkwo, you may not want to agree, but when you sit down and meditate on the thought he put there, you ask yourself, where am I? And what do I need to do? And that is what I'm going to use this other expression in congratulating him and all that has showed up. But one thing that was not prominent in the discussion is where do our creator comes in here? Where and how? I want to recommend to everyone that a nation that forget the creator, whose name is not even God, because God is a deity. Anybody can be called God. No, but the creator of heaven and the earth, and the owner and the ruler and the who destined the purpose of man and woman. We have fully forgotten about that. For how many years now, we're going through this Hebraic perspective of understanding the scriptures. My brother, I want to say thank you for putting this forum up the way it is today and the signing of your books. I'm so grateful. And while we were still there, Daddy called me. Ewemade, are you listening?
Yeah, I'm with you, sir.
Daddy called me. You know, he was so excited. So I'm glad that you are there, my son. I said, Daddy, why not? Yes, it's your son. It's at the same time mine. With the knowledge and the understanding, for we all have our destiny. For we all have our instruction and program to bring the best out of the human being that the Creator himself has created. So in that case, I want to say, let everybody, like when Okonkwo was talking, I was just laughing here. I said, he reached out to the very aspect I tried to tell people, look, and especially what has made that nation, Nigeria, to be what it is. It is not only the politicians. Permit me to use this language, the so-called Christians. I call them Greco-Roman Christo-Paganism organization. Go to the dictionary and find that out. They have contributed to Nigeria becoming in distress. Not the politicians alone. Let's get it clear. When you know who you are, you channel your life towards that and let the Almighty who created you better your life in one way or the other. Where there is no fear of the Creator, what happened? Violence, corruption, distortion follows. And I believe that these books that you have put forward will open the eye of so many. And people will long to say, okay, let me begin to make it different from my own point of view and make a better Nigeria. And which eventually we extend to other nations in Africa. Son, I want to say thank you for this opportunity. If I have a chance, I will want to sit with Okonkwo because I've admired that guy for a long time. But now speaking in my younger brother's gathering, it shows that yes, he's a man of integrity. And not only that, a man of uprightness who wants a better Nigeria. Not to talk of Lumumba. At least I would say, I won't say I'm a congregation of that guy, but his voice sounds positively that we have a better Nigeria that will spread to the other nations in Africa. My dear Prince, I pray that Yahuwah will bless you and keep you. Yahuwah will uphold you, strengthen you, and do more for that glorious country, Nigeria, which will eventually spread to other African nations. And to all that has participated, David, I won't forget your name. Thank you for the good moderation, followed by Rita. I say again, Baruch haba, Bashem Yahuwah. David, I learned that you are in Canada. Okay, we're in the same zone. Let me put it that way.
All right, wonderful.
We are in the same zone. And I hope one day we'll just meet.
Exactly.
And to my younger lady who sang on in Benin, may the Almighty bless. If you know the meaning of the song he sang, oh, you'll be glad that he has said something. He said, let us pray. Let us worship. Let us give thanks to the Almighty that has brought Ewemade to where he is today. Son, again, may the Almighty crown you. May the dew of the early morning rise up upon you day and day, and those who have participated, who have found it worthy to be part of this program today. May you all be blessed. Rita, that is your name.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for your moderation. That the Almighty will bless you for your continuance.
Amen.
And if possible, you are in the media. My daughter in London, I may ask her to connect because she's really anxious to come to Nigeria and see what you can help her do and achieve. She's a media person.
It will be my pleasure to have her.
And Ewemade will give you her details. Ewemade will give you her details. Or you give Ewemade your details, then Ewemade will send it to her.
Ewemade is my boss, sir. He's my boss. I'm his assistant, so he knows us.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Ewemade, again, congratulations. As we were talking, I said, Daddy called me. Daddy called me. He was just smiling. I said, Daddy, you born a son. And he's reaching out to the nations of the world today. Not just only Nigeria. No England, no Canada, no. Whoever lay hand on those books that you have launched today, they will be glad they did. It may not be absolute, but point by point, people say, okay, I think I need to work on that, work on this, and become a better person to themselves, to the people around them, and to the nation as a whole. One thing that I want to please use this forum to mention is, when the Almighty created us, He didn't create us to dominate, to intimidate, or to manipulate. He created us to direct, inspire, and motivate. But today, either in the political world or the so-called religious world, there's a lot of domination and intimidation. Please, I want whoever hear this and be part of this, stand out. The Almighty did not create humanity to dominate one another, but rather to complement one another. That's what life is all about. Again, may the Almighty bless you all.
Amen.
And Ewemade,
Amen.
and Ewemade, you know that this is my day. I don't really participate on any outside agenda, but I just was okay. Let me respect you because you've done a great job. Today is actually my Sabbath day, and I want to greet everybody in that forum. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. May the Almighty bless you all.
Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Amen. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir. That was so amazing. Okay, we've come to almost the end of the
Okay,
show.
sorry,
Or
Rita.
the event
Rita,
rather. Okay.
sorry, there
Say
is
that.
yeah, there is a question that came a little bit late from Anton, and the question is: apart from the solution provided in the book, can Chief Patrick throw other pragmatic solutions? That's the question. Apart from the solution provided in the book, can Chief Patrick throw other pragmatic solutions? And also, I would like to request Paul Ugbong, because you want a book, 2 copies, please send your address to Prince just now, so that you can send the copies direct to you.
All right, sir. Thank you, Mr. David. Thank you.
Thank you.
Right.
Over to you, Rita. I think I read the
thank
question.
you so much, David. Thank you, everyone. So right now we are going to take the closing prayer. But before we do the closing prayer, I want to again admonish each and every one of us. Nigeria, a Nation in Distress is a book, is a must read for every Nigerian and non-Nigerian. It's a book for Africa and even the world at large. It is something we need to give to our friends, give to our neighbors, even give to your enemies. Because if Nigeria is better today, it's for the whole of Africa. So your little contribution, my little contribution, is that will come together to make our country be a better place for all of us. So please don't say, oh, I don't have money. Please try. If it's a copy you can get, do it. This book launch is not really for the money. It's not about, but what is in the book is really needed, even by generations unborn. Because history, if you don't know history, you're bound to make mistakes that you can avoid. So please get the copy of this book, pass it on to someone, and God will bless you. At this time, I want to call on Comrade Friends. Do you have anything to say before we take the closing prayer, please?
Comrade Rita, thank you. Comrade Rita, thank you so much. I think there was a question raised by someone by the name of Tony, which Reverend David just raised. I think we should give Chief Patrick, the opportunity to answer the question before the closing prayer.
Okay. My name is Chief Patrick. Says you are here.
Good evening.
Yeah, we are hearing you, Chief.
Can you hear me, please? I want to
yeah, we are hearing you loud and clear.
Congratulate my brother Prince Ewemade for a job well done. I mean, on the present day today of Nigeria, a lot of people have given up. You know, when it's a very difficult question as of present day today in Nigeria. As I speak to you today, I've been encouraged by Prince Ewemade. I want to sincerely thank him again for acknowledging the little I have done. I think he has quite done so much that give me such a credit on your book. I mean, it's overwhelming because you're actually doing a lot. Today, I have about 8 cases of defamation. 8 cases. While others sleep well in the night, others enjoy their dinner, I'm thinking I have to go to court to represent myself because I want an egalitarian society. I want a change in Nigeria. So it's kind of tough this time around because when my brother Ewemade is working very hard to have a better Nigeria, I am probably having a rethink of relocating back to Canada because it's a country where everybody want to be shut down or shut up. I was reading a newspaper today, even though I don't agree with mockery most times. He has been charged again for defamation of character and has been declared wanted by the police. I've never seen that in my life. That when you speak, which is your fundamental human right to speak, and then the police will go after you. So it's kind of a little bit tricky in Nigeria. I am not throwing away the towel, but I have a future, and this is my future, my children, and they are Canadians. So if Canada, that is not my place of birth, who give me opportunity to become a citizen and discover myself, can treat me like a human being, can give me the right to speak, and the country of my birth, Nigeria, that I treasure so much, that I give all away in Canada to come and assist in making it a better society. And today we're being shut down. We're being taken to court by political opponents. I think providing any pragmatic solution, if I tell you I have the answer, I'll be lying to you. But once again, I want to thank all of you who participated, most especially my brother, Ewemade. I say bravo. Hope you can continue and do more from where we stop, because I'm thinking of relocating back to Canada. I might not stay there, but I owe my children, I own them the right to defend them, to make sure that they have an enabling environment to succeed, that their father doesn't have to be Adams or Shomole. It doesn't have to be Tunubu. It doesn't have to be Atiku. And they can thrive. And that's why I said, I do not have the courage you have, Ewemade. You might have recognized me in your book, but I say bravo to you and I wish you well. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chief. Wise words.
Thank you so very much. Wow.
Excuse me, who just spoke
Okay.
last? The guy who
That
spoke
was,
last, who is he?
That was Chief Patrick. Chief Patrick, are you there, sir? Okay, can I go on?
Go ahead.
Right. Thank you very much. It's really, really sad, but I believe Nigeria will rise again. Nigeria will rise again. It may be looking like all hope is lost, but I believe Nigeria will rise again. I don't know how, I don't know when, but definitely I see light at the end of all this. Some countries were worse than what we're currently experiencing today, and today it's a different story. Ake definitely will turn around for good someday. So let's not give up on our dear nation, Nigeria. If there's nothing more to say by my boss, the author, I would like to call on anyone to please give us a closing prayer. Or Comrade Praise, do you have anything to say before we close, please?
Nothing really but to thank everybody that took out time out of their busy schedule to participate on this very important moment of my life. I want to say thank you once again for being part of this historical day for me. Not just being some family here, but having PLO Lumumba, who honored me at a very simple and slight invitation. I owe a profound gratitude to him and Kenneth Okonkwo for being part of this program today. So for the rest of you, I say shalom. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Praise Ewemade. And before I call on anyone who is ready to give us a closing prayer, because I wouldn't want us to talk again when after the closing prayer. So I want us to know once again that this event is aimed to inspire. The event is aimed to inspire, not because of the launching, not for the money. It is aimed to inspire and equip the next generation with knowledge and lessons for the future. So please get a copy of the book. Even if you can get two, you can get one, share with somebody. finish reading, pass it on, and let the book begin to just move, and let as many people get to read this book. Thank you very much. Please, if anyone is in the audience and you are led to give us a closing prayer, please, you can unmute your mic and give us a closing prayer. Thank you.
All right. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you for the successful launch of this book. Bless Prince, the readers, and all who supported us. May this book inspire and bring joy. Help us, oh God, to be prophetic in the now moments of Africa. Help us, oh God, and guide us, and help us to use even our gifts for your glory. Be with us. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much.
It was amazing. You can all unmute your mic right now. Let's make some noise.
Yes.
Thank you, my dear.
Oh my God.
Thank you for so much.
Congrats. Come, my dear. Take
Thank
care.
you so much.
Thank you,
Love
guys.
to everyone.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Mr. Tony. Thank you, Mr. Chow. Simon.
Thank you.
Thank you, my amiable
Thank you very much. Good.
moderator, Daisy. Thank you, Chief of the Board. Thank you. Reverend Kingsley, sir, thank you for coming. As many I see your names, those I get your names. Thank you so much. And hope to see you people again someday. God willing. Thank you.
Thank you, Rita.
Bye,
I will request Rita and Prince and Dr. Mpunwa to be in the house for just a second.
Joe Mark, you're here. I will see you. Thank you so much, Matt. Thank you.
Prince Coco. Everybody.
Thank you, Joe. My darling Joe.
I can see.
Thank you, my darling.
Thank you for the invite, Prince. It was an honor.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
I'll send you your book. Send me your address. I'll send you your book.
Everybody, we'll talk later.
Kevin, how are you, bro?
You not see me, please.
No, I not see you.
Yeah, I did. That was a good. That was a good one, bro. That was a good one. Now we'll read the book. We'll talk later.
How you doing?
Please.
I did, bro. I did. No problem.
Thank you
No, one
very
love, bro.
much. Thank you, everybody. Please read the book, okay? Let me just be dancing while the sun goes off. I am super excited, really. Read the book. Please read the book, okay? Read the book. Very important. My copy. Read the book, please. Yeah, which way Nigeria? When they sang this song, I don't know if they've still given birth to me. And here we are today. Nigeria will be nice. Okay, Mr. Charles, I've greeted you before. Mr. Charles, I phone.
I beg up. Yeah, I had a distraction.
You've been there.
I did very well. I had a distraction by the side there, so beg your pardon. But anyway, congratulations on the book, my brother.
How are you?
Congratulations.
Thank you, my brother.
We wish you every big success with this particular project, and I'm sure from here it's going to be higher and higher.
All the best.
Thank you, my brother.
No problem.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Nice having you, bro.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, my brother. If you want to enjoy the music with me, you can still stay back.
Yes.
Because me, I'm enjoying Which Way Nigeria. I'm thinking about the next book.
David, you're not dancing. Why are you not dancing?
I'm trying.
I am. I'm sitting down. Because mine is to continue to inspire the youth of Nigeria and Africa. That's all, nothing else.
Yeah.
Okay, we have more here. Oh, Mo, thanks for coming. Oh, I'm just saying some things that I've not been saying since. Man, I need to learn how to use this Zoom very well so that next time I'll just be playing with it.
Professor David Mpunwa, do you have a copy of your
where is Professor David?
He's here.
Where's Professor David?
Do you have a copy?
A copy of the book.
Let me see if he's still here.
No,
yeah,
of
he's
your
still
remarks.
Here.
He's here.
He's still here. I can see him there.
Yeah.
Prof, how are you doing?
I enjoyed your remarks very well.
Oh, you want? I did
you.
not finish, but I'm so happy because of the time.
Yeah, because of the time, but it was powerful, and I would like to have it and read it on my own.
Okay, that's very good. Do you have your? I need your number, your contact details.
Okay, my contact details plus 306
306
814
814
8840
8840.
Yeah, 8840, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. It was powerful, and yeah, thank you very much for those remarks. And to Rita, thank you very much for being the moderator of the day. It was nice.
Yes. And thank you so much for standing in for me when my audience knocked me off. Oh my God, I was so devastated. Like, man.
You see, that was why I said both of you should be on the same page, so that when Rita having network problem, David will step in.
Yeah, for Prince, Prince will talk because
You see what I was asking you yesterday to have a copy because it was very important. I have to take my time to make sure I put everything in place and get it over to you. Oh my God, I'm really glad I was able to do that. Wow. I don't know what I would have done. Hey, Jesus. Wow.
Yeah.
If Reverend David was not here as a backup, Rita, you would have messed me up today. You would have messed me up big time.
Oh my God. Wait,
should be on the same stage.
Intentional. But you know it's not intentional, right?
I know. Of
you
course,
yeah.
But however, that's why you always have to plan. You plan for in case city, whatever might come during the show or after the show. That was why we needed to have Reverend David on the side, just to step in whenever we have any issues of network with you. Because I know with Nigeria, network can never be guaranteed.
Oh my God, and you did amazingly well. Thank you so much. Oh my God, by the time I go back,
it was very
myself. I couldn't even read well. Thank you so much. You are 1 in a million. Thank you, David. Thank you so very much. Oh, God bless you.
You're welcome, Rita. I understand how connectivity works, how these meetings, virtual meetings work. Yeah, but we are grateful that the program was just good. I would like to we recorded this, and I would like to have a link for that recording so that I may follow sometime when I am free.
Yeah, I will definitely. I'll share it on YouTube.
Okay.
I'll share it on YouTube, and I'll send the link to everybody. And also, let me use this opportunity to invite both of you. To inform both of you that come September 30th this year, 2025, we are going to be launching another book called "Who Among Them Truly Deserve the Honor." And I plan to visit the president of Burkina Faso, Ibrahim Traoré. There sometimes maybe in the next few months. I'm working with the department of the government over there. I need to go see him personally, interview him. I want to honor that young man. He's a rising star in the continent of Africa. If all Africans can stay firm and do what the guy is doing for Burkina Faso, indeed, you and I will not be in Western world. doing what we are doing today.
Of
So
course,
for me,
you're right.
I see that young man as Thomas Sankara Jr. He's doing
And
so well for
he's like
Burkina
my
Faso. I've
guest
written to
right
them.
now. Like he's
I've
my guest
also
right
received
now, really.
I'll be visiting the Burkina Faso in the next few months. So I want to honor that guy. He's going to be among those that's going to be on my new book. Who among them truly deserve honor? So it's going to be on the front page of that book. He deserves it. You know, so then our very own dear father, PLO Lumumba, will also be honored because he has done so well for the continent of Africa. I love that man, and I want to also meet with him in sometimes this year as well. I'll go to Kenya personally. So we need to begin to appreciate those who are doing well for the continent of Africa, because when you and I are gone, somebody else will also appreciate that.
All right, so good people. Yes, I'm hearing you. Good people. For me, it is 1 o'clock, so I have to join another program. Have a wonderful time. Congratulations, Prince. We'll talk sometime in the future because I want to publish my own book. So I have something that I want to learn from you, Prince. So
call on me anytime, any day. I'm here for you, my brother. Call on me anytime.
All right, see you, good people. Bye-bye.
Bye,
Thank you.
I can see Hakeem here. Hakeem, thank you. Hakeem, thank you for coming. I'm just seeing you right now. Thank you for coming. Thank you so much. Hakeem, I hope I never said that before.
We didn't get the address. We didn't get the address for the other person that won the copy of a free book. We didn't get the address.
Really? But it should be on the comment section.
No, for the one for Joe, I can get Joe Mark address. That's no problem. But the other person, it was 2 of them that won the free copy.
Even on the chat box, we
biggest capacity.
Really can't get. Oh man, my network was crazy. I wasn't even hearing at the time.
Okay, you were the one. Oh, okay, you were the one. Okay. I didn't even know you were the one. Okay. Paul. Oh no, it's somebody here. Somebody here with the one. It's here. The second person is here.
With you? Is it with you?
Yeah, it's here with me. Yeah. I didn't even know
really?
the one that won it.
I hope you did not do expo. Uncle Chris, say you not do
expo.
No,
there's nothing. No. It was upstairs. It just came downstairs now. He didn't even know about it. No, it's here.
Can you please show your face? Please, let's see you.
Hello, Rita.
Hello.
Paul
Hello.
Here.
Hi. What's your name? What's your
Good
name?
to see you. Paul is the name.
Hello.
Paul Bubon.
Yeah, it's here. It was upstairs. It just came from Nigeria like a few days ago. He's here for his master's. So it came like a few days ago. It was upstairs, you know. I didn't know it was the one that won.
You're about to say so you did.
Great job.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Congratulations, okay? Because at the time I was like, it's only Joe Mark that was here. Why are other people not, making efforts to win?
Okay, Rita, let me download this audio on YouTube and send it to you.
Okay, so me, I have to run. The guy have arrived. Innocent have arrived, so I have to go get those stuff. You get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, please.
You hear that?